As one of the world's biggest trading nations, China holds a prominent position in the global economy. Nevertheless, in order to do so, boost trade, China must rent ports in other nations, which will make docking transportation easier. Ships. China just made a $1.3 billion investment to construct the largest deepwater port in West Africa and was awarded a 45-year operating rate. It is not just the nation of Nigeria's first contemporary deepwater port, but also a significant worldwide hub. In West Africa, trade, but a lot of people are perplexed. China has been assisting Nigeria in its development, and it has just contributed $1.3 billion to construct a sizable port. Apparently, China has really good relations with numerous African nations. One of these nations, Nigeria, is a good example of a nation as a result of China's growing investment in Africa. Before we go on, subscribe to this channel to watch about the most shocking and amazing world projects. Ready? Let's begin. Nigeria's economy, trade, and other factors have helped it progressively emerge as one of the top investment destinations. Fields have advanced significantly as well. Nigeria's progress in maritime transportation, however, has stalled. Additionally, the nation does not have many significant ports. The maritime transportation line's most crucial component, the ports, have been essential to the growth of the maritime Silk Road. Building is necessary for Nigeria to quickly advance its development. A nice option is large ports. In fact, Lagos is Nigeria's largest port already. However, from 2008, the harbor has gotten very crowded. A lot of containers are awaiting delivery to the terminal, and several ships are standing by to be loaded and discharged all at once. Due to price increases by shipping corporations, the port's development has all but ceased. This has an effect, a significant impact on Nigeria, trade, and desperate economic development. Nigeria made the decision to construct the Lekki deepwater port, a new port. However, because the absence of money and advanced technology, Nigeria thinks that working with other nations is the best course of action. Following numerous discussions, in the end, they decided to work with Chinese businesses and spend $1.3 billion to construct the largest deepwater port in West Africa. The first significant project is the Lekki deepwater port. China has invested in an extensive port in Africa. The port is situated in the jointly created Lagos-Lekki Free Trade Zone by China and Nigeria. Mainly, it includes a tugboat wharf and 2 container berths, 2.7 kilometers of revetment and breakwaters, 470,000 square meters of rare land, and 9 kilometers of streams. In the future, 18,000 container ships will be in service after the Lekki deepwater port is formally opened, with 1.2 million standard containers throughput annually. China has historically been Nigeria's most significant partner. China provided $1.05 billion in capital for the port's construction, with Nigeria contributing the remaining $250 million. Additionally, China will be granted 45 years of permission to run the Lekki deepwater port. Since building began in June 2020, investment growth at the Lekki deepwater port has been consistent. Operations and construction, reducing the effects of the recent crown pneumonia and quickening the construction of the project. At this time, the tasks included in the building have been finished in 54.71%. Additionally, 2020 is the anticipated year for its official implementation. Then what can this be? Megaport, whose construction cost $1.3 billion. Introduced to Nigeria, deepwater port in Lekki at that time is implemented in 2020. Third, it will significantly reduce the traffic jams at Nigeria's present ports. Additionally, it will lessen Nigeria's $14.2 billion GDP loss each year, break the long-standing flaws in Nigeria's economic development while doing so. Additionally, the Lekki deepwater port, whose construction cost $1.3 billion, will become one of Africa's deepest ports, which will assist Nigeria regain its position as West and Central African continent's primary maritime shipping hub. In keeping with the idea, when the port's 30 years of official operation begin, over $200 billion would be given to the Nigerian government. In 40 years, the total economic benefits, including taxes and fees, will be between $300 and $600 billion USD. These returns will exceed the cost of building the port by more than 200 times. Additionally, while the Lekki deepwater port was being built, China also provided extensive technical personnel training. Nigeria, and thus indirectly produced 17,000 jobs, solving a portion of Nigeria's population's job issue. China, and Nigeria in particular, have never wavered in their collaboration. Time before the construction of the Lekki deepwater port, China was of assistance to Nigeria, built a significant quantity of physical infrastructure. In addition, the Lagos-Ibadan Railway was a significant railway that influenced Nigeria's development. The overall distance covered by the railroad is greater than 240 kilometers. It is a connection. The most populous city in Nigeria, city, economic center, and industrial center all rolled into one, together achieving the status of the first contemporary double-track. The West African railway system not only has the opening of this railway significantly improved the state of transportation in Nigeria, but it has also tremendously contributed to the quickening of the pace of economic progress, flows of commerce in the course of providing assistance to Nigeria. China has, additionally, garnered a lot of appreciation originating from the people of Nigeria. When asked about what China has accomplished in Africa, a government official from Nigeria once stated, "Something that Western countries have never done in the last 500 years has only been accomplished in the past 20 years." Despite the fact that such a statement is exaggerated, are you of the opinion that it is accurate? In addition, the Lekki deepwater port in Nigeria is located in the country of Nigeria. China has partnered with a significant number of ports located all over the world. One of these is the port of Piraeus in Greece, Pakistan's Gwadar port, etc. In addition, China has been granted a certain authority to manage the port. Taking into account incomplete statistics, China has taken on at least 5 port projects all around the world, purchased 14 port projects, invested in 21 major port projects, and bought port projects altogether. These ports are the most important part. China's heading in this regard, coordination of strategic efforts, because the establishment of a port has the potential to significantly impact the economic growth of a region. It offers a lot of potential benefits to nations that have a significant amount of poverty. However, the development of ports calls for the application of both technological and financial resources. In addition, a significant amount of freight space, which are specifically the domains in which China excels the most. In the event that the two factions are able to work together, everyone involved will emerge victorious in the end. However, China has been helping Nigeria develop. What exactly does China stand to gain from working with this nation? Not only is Nigeria the country with the most port facilities, but it is also the continent's leading oil producer. In recent years, a significant number of oil project contracts have been awarded to various companies in Nigeria, putting its weight behind its advantages in terms of oil resources. A long time ago, China made Nigeria one of its most important offshore investment destinations. Currently, China has constructed the one with the most deepwater access. For Nigeria in West Africa, it will unquestionably earn enormous benefits in other regions as well. Fields, such as the one that produces oil. You might not be aware of the fact that Nigeria is a country that has a robust economic openness and is extremely reliant on investments and markets from other countries. In the case of China, the China-Nigeria partnership offers expansive opportunities for economic growth and a vast expanse of market area. This is partly owing to the fact that both parties have similar interests and requirements for the country's overall development. By combining China's and Nigeria's development strategies and important areas, strengthening collaboration in various fields can build a new pattern of all-around, multi-level, and wide-ranging cooperation. This pattern can be formed by working together to strengthen cooperation in numerous fields. In point of fact, with the exception of Nigeria, China were able to work along well with a large number of nations in Africa, and the areas of collaboration include, among others, railroads, petroleum or roadways, and electrical power. And this goes on. As China sees it, assisting others means ultimately helping China help itself, and at the end of the day, China will be rewarded for all of the positive things it has done. In addition, Empirical evidence has demonstrated that the process of China's collaboration with the aforementioned nations has not only directly contributed to the advancement of their respective economies in many different areas, but China has additionally received. Thanks for watching. Click on this video to watch about another shocking project.